Hi friends, I am Shiva. In this session, we will learn cursor for loop. In my previous class, we will learn how to use the explicit cursor in the PLSQL programs. But now see, in this program, now in this session, we will learn cursor for loop. So before we are using the cursor for loop, usually we are writing that program by using implicit cursor attributes. So now see, usually we are open the cursor, face the cursor, and now close the cursor. So by using this cursor for loop, we don't want to open the cursor, we don't want to face the cursor, we don't want to close the cursor. Internally take care by the cursor for loop only. Okay, now see, if you want to use the cursor for loop, you have to follow the syntax. For index variable name, in, select the statement, and loop, and statement, and end loop. You have to follow this cursor for loop to use in the PLSQL programs. So see here, example for cursor for loop. You have to observe in this program. Here use declare session. In the declare session I declare the cursor here. So see here, now then I use the begin session. In the begin session I use the cursor for loop in this session here. Okay, now here for this I is the PLSQL variable. So this PLSQL variable we don't want to declare in the declare session of the PLSQL block. So internally it will treat as a PLSQL variable. Inbuilt it will there in the declare session. So you don't want to declare as a manually to declare in the declare session of the PLSQL block. So you may declare in the declaration of the PLSQL with name of same I. It's not a generate the error. So that is your wish. If you want to declare, if you may declare, you may not declare. Okay, now see, in this is the C1 cursor name. What cursor name you used here, the same cursor name you can use here. Then what will happen internally? This is the cursor C1. This is a cursor C1. This is a see. This one is a cursor C1. Okay. So then what will happen now here? Go to in this declaration of the PLSQL block. Execute in this SQL query. What are the result will be written by using this query? The data will be written into cursor memory area. This is the cursor memory area. Now the the pointer will be pointing to the first record. What is the first record here? 7782 clerk and manager. So now 7839 June something, this department number 10. This is the first record. The pointer will be pointing to first record. And this entire the record will be retrieving and storing into PLSQL variable. Now storing into PLSQL variable of I. Now this loop. Now this loop will be start. This first record and fetch by using the loop. This first record will be fetch and storing into PLSQL I. If you want to display on the PLSQL environment, go by using this statement dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. So by using this PLSQL immediately it will treat as a this one is the PLSQL variable. If you want to access this column of value of ename, so then I dot this PLSQL variable of I dot and column, this same column name you have to use. So whatever the value you have from the fetched from the cursor, the value will be storing into clerk value. The clerk will be storing into I dot ename. Then now I am using another shal dot shal value will be storing into I dot shal PLSQL variable. Now displaying on the PLSQL environment. Now the pointer will be pointing to automatically second record. Okay. Now the pointer will be pointing to second record. This second record fetched from the cursor memory area and storing into this second record will be storing into IPLSQL variable of I. Then now this second record value also king value and this 1000 shall value also storing to here and displaying in the PLSQL environment. Now this pointer will be pointing to third record. Okay, the third record also fetching and storing into this I.ename. This entire the record will be fetched from storing into PLSQL variable I. Now if you want to display on the PLSQL environment by using this I, in this I PLSQL variable entire the record will be fetched from the cursor. So if you want to display on the PLSQL environment, then what we will do, I.ename, this value Miller value will be storing into and this 1000 will be storing into in this. In this sense, by using this one, data will be retrieving by using these PLSQL variables. Then displaying on the PLSQL environments. Okay, now use the end loop. Here use the loop, here end loop. Now in the begin session, so that here use the end session. So now you have to observe by using the cursor for loop. The cursor for loop is auto increment by on, automatically increment by on, so that the point will be pointing first, second, and automatically is moving as. Other thing is, by using the cursor for loop, it is automatically exit. So see here. So here first the last one is this, the pointer will be pointing to third record. Now when you are fetched from the third record, then what will happen? This pointer will be pointing to fourth record. Correct? There is no fourth record on the cursor memory area. So automatically exit from the cursor for exit from the cursor. So how will be exit? That is there in the internally in cursor for loop. Automatically exit by using the cursor for loop. Then other thing is, so you don't want to open the cursor, we don't want to fetch the cursor, we don't want to fetch data from the cursor, and we don't want to exit from the cursor, we don't want to close the cursor. These four things is automatically taken care by the cursor for loop. So that I did not, in that program, I did not use open the cursor, I did not use fetch the cursor, fetch the data from the cursor, I did not use exit from the cursor, I did not close the cursor. Internally these four things will be there in the cursor for loop. Okay, so this is a cursor for loop to use. So by using the same program, the output will be getting or not as per our discussion. So we'll see as a practical. So see here that now by using this program, which output we should generate on the PLSQL environment. So this is the clerk, name, king, and Miller. Those suitable shall values also 1000, 1000, 1000. So because of I used only two columns. If you want to use these columns also, will display instead of here in the at the place of the this statement. So I know only I use these two columns only. These two values only I used. So that it will display these values and these values. So by executing these programs, so the output will be getting or not, we'll see. Okay, now see the same program. I'm copy this one, go to our tool. Now simply paste here. So now will be clerk and 1000, king and 1000, Miller and 1000 will be getting or not. So same as we will discuss in other program also. See, this is an example for cursor for loop. This is the another example for getting the clarity. So see here in the begin session. In this example, I did not declare the cursor in the declaration of the PLSQL block. Directly I used begin statement. Correct? In the begin I used for I PLSQL variable, and in this stage I used this SQL query in the begin session. So then internally what happened here? Now create the cursor area. Now cursor, in that cursor this one is the cursor memory area. By using this query, whatever the result will be, whatever the data will be returning, the data will be storing into in this cursor memory area. Just imagine. For example, though we retrieve the data, here whatever by using this query we got the three rows, 1, 2, 3 rows. Okay, now this value, now the pointer will be pointing to the first record. Okay, now the whole loop, what will happen, the loop, while we are using the loop, what will happen, the first record, this entire the first record will be retrieving and storing into PLSQL variable of I. If you want to display on the PLSQL environment by using this I.ename, I.char, the values are storing into in this. The values are storing into in this variable. Now the displaying. Now when the fetched from the first row from the cursor memory area, then the pointer will be pointing to second record automatically. This record will be pointing now. Then what will happen? Entire this record also fetched from the cursor memory area, then storing into PLSQL variable of I. Even if you want to display on the PLSQL environment, then what you will do, you have to follow this loop concept. Then then the values are storing into in these variables. Okay, the values are storing in these variables and displaying on the PLSQL environment. Now then what will happen? Now the pointer will be automatically pointing to third record. Then what will happen in this stage also? This stage also retrieving the first, this one also retrieving this entire row record and storing into PLSQL variable of I. Now this entire the record will be storing into PLSQL variable of I. Now if you want to execute, if you want to display also using this loop, now this record will be, these values are storing into in these variables and displaying on that. Now here the pointer will be pointing to fourth record, but there is no fourth record here because I retrieved from the, by using this SQL query statement, I got only 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, but there is no fourth record. Then what will happen? So the cursor will moving to fourth record, then what will happen? There is no fourth record at the place of the cursor memory area. Then the cursor will automatically exit. This pointer will be exit from the cursor. Okay, now so inbuilt it will be there in the exit command also, it will be there in the cursor for loop. Okay, now here use loop, here end loop. I used begin, here begin. Okay, now other thing is this, by using the cursor for loop, this is automate increment by 1. So by using the cursor for loop, you don't want to open, you don't want to fetch, you don't want to exit from the cursor, exit from the pointer, exit from the cursor, and you don't want to close the cursor. So automatically all our statements are inbuilt in the cursor for loop. So you have to, so we may also write this kinds of process, this kinds of format also we may write the program by using the cursor for loop. Now the same program we can execute the same program, then what will happen? The same output I should generate in the PLSQL environment. So in the previous program, what are the output you got? The same output. By using this program, what are the output you got? The same output I should generate here by using this same program. Okay, just I modified. Just in this program I did not use the declare session. Without declare session also we may write the program by using the cursor for loop. So that I am executing the same program here, then you will see. So now using, so now this same output, in the previous cases also you got the same output, correct? In this case also we got the same power. In this case we use declare session. In this case I did not use the declaration. In this case I use a select statement in the begin session. So sorry, in this case select statement I use it in the declare session. So this is our process to use the cursor for loop. In the next session we will learn how to use the functions in the cursors.